Hello, Arnold Twist, and welcome back to Raw Recap and Review. This Raw Recap is from May 4th in Omaha, Nebraska. If you enjoy WWE content like this, subscribe to the channel for more. If you enjoy W2K26 content, you can also find that here too. We're gonna be having My Rise coming soon on the channel. Let's get into the first segment of Raw. Usually we get talk and start off Raw, but it gets a little different when Roman Reigns pop up in a truck. He mad as hell. He want to get straight to the contract signing he finna have with Jacob Fatu announced tonight. But he pulling up. He's like, "Hey man." But Pierce is like, "Hey man, he not here, dog." And Roman's upset. He looks to the side, and it's Seth Rollins. He go, "You're in my way. Burn it down." That leads to Seth getting his little interest in Roman walking away. He upset. But as Seth is going down the airway, Bron Breakker says, boom! Breakker knocks him down. They start attacking each other on the outside. Bron pick him up, throw him into the barricade. And the thing is with Bron, bro. Bron, I rock with you, but you wearing Team Jordans, twin. Can somebody get Bron Breakker some real Jordans, man? They got him in a Team Jordans, man. Pray for him. But that leads to the security and producers getting involved. They break him up. But obviously, Bron ain't going for that. Seth throws him into the stairs. They break him back up again. He holds him back. This time, Bron gets back into the ring, spears Seth in the ring, and he's tweaking all around. He got a cool shirt too, like the half dog, half Bron face. That was pretty cool. But then after that, we get a backstage segment with the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan is asking Roxanne, like why was Finn in the clubhouse, and that she's worried that Roxanne is gonna defect the group and betray the family. But Roxanne says, the reason she didn't mention Finn there because like she pushed him away. She ain't rock with him, and that she's loyal to the group. But then at least Liv saying, Roxanne, I just want you to promise that you won't keep any secrets from the family. Says she doesn't really need to worry about Finn because JD is gonna take care of it in their match tonight, which is also the first match of the night because we have Finn Balor versus JD McDonough. They start the match off with a tie-up, which leads to JD taking advantage to get some arm manipulation on him, but Finn fights around that, turns that into a headlock, and then that leads to the breaking up, and then Finn has a little arm drag on him into his own little arm manipulation. He wrenching on that thing, which leads to Dominic trying to get on the rope, try to distract Finn, which leads to JD then grabbing Finn and tackling him into the corner. That leads to him getting a big chop on him. Then trying to do an Irish whip onto Finn. He hits the corner, but then when he's trying to attack Finn, Finn jumps over him and then lands a big chops on the JD. His turn. Then he gets him to the other corner and lands a really big chop on the JD. He knocks him down to the ground. He goes for the pin. Kick out from JD. Finn landing a Russian leg sweep on JD, but then JD kicks out of it. But after the kick out though, Finn is getting right with the crowd. That leads to JD taking advantage, big takedown on him, but then landing a leg drop on the Finn. Goes for the pin there, but he kicks out. But when he did the takedown, he hurt Finn's leg, so that leads him getting multiple leg kicks on the Finn Balor. Then he gets him to the corner, puts his leg on the rope, and then stomps on it. Big stump, nasty. He grab his leg, dragon screw that thing. Then he grab it and elbow it. Then start wrenching on that thing. That leads to JD then with the advantage does an Irish whip onto Finn Balor. Does for the sunset flip onto him. But Finn rolls out of it into a basement dropkick on the JD. Then he clotheslines him to the outside. He finna get freaky. He trying to do the front flip. He hits the ropes, but this actually leads to Dom grabbing his leg, pulling him back down. Finn is distracted, and JD gets back in the ring and then knees him to the outside of the ring. And then we get Roxanne Perez popping out. And that's how we get a commercial break. We get back from a commercial break with JD having a headlock on the Finn, and that leads to the rest of Judgment Day popping out. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan pop out. And as that's happening, JD is lifting up Finn, but Finn reverses that. It lands a big neck breaker on him. That leads to a double down. Then it leads to Finn getting up, big punches on the JD, and then trying to go for a back body drop, but he botches it. Sadly, it's a little drop. But Finn goes back to an offense, stomps him on the ground in his stomach. Then he picks him up, Irish whips him, but JD tries to reverse it, but Finn says, sling blade on that man. Then he tries to go for the shotgun drop kick to the corner, but that leads to Dom getting on the rope, leading to a distraction. With the distraction, JD tries to go for a roll up on the Finn. 1, 2, Finn kick out of the roll up. That leads to Finn getting up, big chop onto him, and then hitting the rope. But then at least as he's coming over to JD, Spanish fly by JD that looked nasty. Looked like he broke his neck. He looked like he broke Finn's neck with that one. 1, 2, kick out from Finn. He got the iron neck. That leads to Finn rolling out to the apron. He's up there. He shoulder attacks JD, then hits it with a big kick, knocks JD down to the ground. At least I'm trying to go for the top rope to then the coup de grace, but here come Dom again with the shenanigans. He pulled a rope, and at least the Finn hurting his duh. That Irish duh is in pain. That leads to the ref catching on, saying, you gotta go. And as that's happening, JD tries to get advantage, goes to the top rope, goes for the moonsault. But that leads to the knees by Finn. He put the knees up. He goes for the pin off of that. 1, 2, kick out from JD. That leads to Finn. He trying to get hype again. Lands the sling blade. Tries to go for the shotgun dropkick again. But he gets distracted by Liv. She jumps on the apron. The ref trying to get her off. And as she's doing that, Liv kicks a hammer to Roxanne and lands the actual shotgun dropkick on the JD. But after he does that, Roxanne hits him with the hammer. And at least the JD getting up. Big headbutt with that Funko Pop head of his on the Finn. 1, 2, 3. JD gets the big dub. I'm gonna give that match 3.5 stars. It looked like it was popping up to be as good as the last one they had. Botches aside, but shenanigans ruins the match for me. Judgment Day are on the top. They stand over Finn in the end. They hold hands. So good win for JD, but he needed help to get it. Another backstage segment with Seth Rollins. He hurt. His shirt all messed up. Jackie Redmond apologized and said, I know you're in pain right now, but, are you going to be okay for Backlash? And Seth said, I'm going to be fine, I told Bron the other day, man, if you're going to do something, you got to do it completely. He ain't finished the job. He ain't killed me. I ain't dead yet. That leads to the Vision backstage with Bron Breakker making fun of Seth Rollins, and in theory starts making fun of Joe Hendry because of the beef they had last week. And at least the Paul Heyman walking up, is Seth still breathing? and Brian not tweaking about it. He said, yeah, he's still breathing. But Logan Paul and Norris said, you know who is not going to be breathing is Joe Hendry for talking all that mess. And tonight I'm finna whoop him. And like Paul said, you can't fight Joe Hendry tonight. Bron almost got suspended what he did tonight. Brock Lesnar retired, and I can't have you going around killing this man. That's gonna mess it up for the Vision. So tonight we're gonna be chill. We're gonna have Austin Theory fight him, and then Austin Theory is just telling Logan Paul like, "Hey man, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna get him. It's fine." But then we get to our second match of the night. We have Penta teaming up with that boy Bouncy Javon Evans versus Rusev and Ethan Page in a tag team match. And they skip Javon Evans' entrance again to show the last bit of Rusev entrance and show Ethan Page's full entrance. Don't be doing Javon like that, WWE. You know what? I don't even think it's a WWE thing. TKO. Stop hoeing Javon. But speaking of Javon, he starts the match off with Rusev, and at least the Rusev picking up that man, slamming him into the corner, multiple punches. But then Rusev does an Irish whip on him, and Javon fights back by laying a big boot onto him. That leads to Javon getting multiple punches onto Rusev. Then he tries to hit the rope, but Rusev stops him by hitting him with a big elbow. That leads him to tagging in Ethan Page. Ethan Page gets in. Rusev holds Javon for him. At least the Ethan getting a little punch to the stomach on him. But Javon fights back into that by getting a big chop on him and then big punches onto him. Then that leads to Javon running to the apron and punching Rusev, and then going over to Ethan Page and land a suplex on him into a kip up, which was fire, and then doing the little Penta walk right in front of Rusev, flexing on it, and then that leads to Javon almost getting attacked by Ethan Page near the ropes, but he does the backflip again to stop the attack, tags in Penta, lands a drop kick on the Ethan Page. He goes to that lays him landing on the corner. Penta gets in the ring, does the big up kick onto Ethan Page. That leads him Ethan Page going down to the ground. Penta goes up for the stalling drop kick. Boom on that man. Leads to Rusev trying to get in the ring to stop the attack, but Javon and Penta land a double super kick on the Rusev. Leads to Rusev going out to the outside of the ring. Javon then springboard crossbody on the Rusev on the outside, and then Penta lands the Penta driver on the Ethan Page. 1, two. Kick out from Ethan Page. He not going like that. And that leads on to a commercial break. We get back from the commercial break with now Rusev in the ring with Penta. He Irish whips him to the corner and lands a big splash onto that man. At least Penta being knocked down on the ground and running outside the ring. Rusev then picks up Penta, throws him back into the ring. Now when he's on the apron, he gets distracted by Javon. That leads to Penta doing a springboard clothesline to Rusev on the outside. And now Penta's trying to get the hot tag in. It's going. Hot. Nope, it's stopped by Rusev because he pulls Javon off the apron. Then that leads to Rusev getting in the ring, Irish whipping Penta, which leads to him running over to hitting Ethan off the apron. He knocks down Rusev. He tries to go for the hot tag again, but Javon's nowhere to be seen. That leads to Rusev tagging Ethan Page. Then he attacks Penta from behind. Ethan Page is stalling, attacking Penta, telling Rusev to go attack Javon, but this time he misses the attack on Javon. That leads to him ended up hitting the stairs, and then as that's happening, he's distracted. Penta hits the backstabber onto Ethan Page, and you know what that means. It's time for the hot tag. Javon gets into the ring, goes for the super kick on the Ethan. Ethan catches it, drops it back down. Dumbass, super kick again. That leads to Ethan trying to punch Javon. He reverses that into a kip up, right into a stunner. Then he hits a drop kick on the Rusev, trying to get involved, and then lands a big German suplex on the Ethan Page. Then that leads to Javon. Doing the Undertaker dive on the Rusev on the outside. He gets back in the ring, does the top rope springboard elbow onto Ethan. That goes for a pin. 1, 2. Kick out from Ethan. He not going like that. That leads to Javon trying to go for the moonsault, but Ethan Page gets up before he can get it locked in. He does a backflip over him, but Ethan Page hits a big super kick on him and then tries to go for the twisted grin, but he gets reversed out of that by Javon hitting him with a kick. That leads to Javon trying to land the red dot. That gets reversed by Ethan Page, but he gets hit by Ethan Page, but then bounces off the rope again, then lands the red dot, tags in Penta. Penta gets in the ring, does a tornado DDT onto Ethan Page, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Rusev stops the pin. That leads to Javon pulling the rope, which leads to Rusev getting outside the ring. That leads to Javon landing a suicide dive on the Rusev. Now that leads to Javon getting back into the ring, trying to go off the top rope, but he gets pushed off by Ethan Page. As Ethan Page knocks Javon off, Penta gets back in, kicks Ethan Page in the ring. Now that leads to Ethan rolling out to the outside. Penta tries to get on the apron, and Ethan Page finds a way to pull the apron, which makes Penta fall down to the ground. That leads to Rusev taking advantage, picking up Penta, slamming him into the announce table, throws him to the ring, and Ethan Page lands a fisherman suplex on the Penta. 1, 2, 3. Ethan Page and Rusev get the dub. I give that match a 4.5 star. Really back and forth action. And the heels won. I'm surprised. Rusev been getting a lot of wins lately, and Ethan Page, they're pushing him to the moon. I don't know if they're gonna have him beat Penta, but it was a good back and forth match. And push Javon to the moon, man. He's the best young guy in WWE right now, man. Javon to the moon. But great match from these men. They all cooked. They all got the shine in this match. Before we get to the end of part 1, yes, I do these Raw recap reviews in part 1 and part 2. We have one more segment for the end of this episode. We have the contract signing of Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka, who had a match a couple weeks ago against Liv Morgan, is officially leaving NXT and assigning to Raw. So Adam Pearce is in the middle of the ring, does a little intro for Sol Ruka. They show a little highlight clip of her. She pop out. She says, it's going to feel real good to sign this contract. And the man has come around. Becky Lynch pops out. And she says, go to Adam Pearce, I've been looking for you all day, man. This is supposed to be my allotted time for my IC title celebration. And Sol interrupts her. It's like, are you done complaining? And says, Becky, everything is not about you. And Becky says, I know you're new here, but the sooner you learn, the better. Everything is about me. And Sol's like, no, it's not about you. It's not all about you. I know how great you are, and I really thought you were the best, but everything they say about you is actually true. And she says that you're rude and you're a big-headed bitch. I'm like, ooh, we finna get some grabs. And she does the joke saying, it's not just me saying that. It's Forbes, it's Bleacher Report. Like, Becky goes insane. She's like, y'all gonna let her talk to me like that? Pierce, you gonna let her talk to me like that? Crowd, y'all gonna let her talk to me like that? And while this happened, Soul picks up the contract, she's signing it, and she says, she tells Becky that also, if you ever interrupt me again, I'm gonna kick your ass. And I'm gonna do more than that. I'm gonna snatch your soul. He trying to slap her, but she ain't slap her. She got out the way and ended up slapping Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is like, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Becky's distracted. That leads to Soul trying to take advantage. Goes for the Soul Snatcher, but she fumbled on the rope a little bit, which made Becky look goofy for waiting. But she locked back in, landed the Soul Snatcher, and you could just tell on Soul's face it hurt. It hurt to mess up that first impression. She had the last week, and that was pretty good, but like that was a big highlight point. But Soul Ruka is officially signed, and she is fired. She's gonna lock in next time. She's gonna show everybody why she deserves to be on the main roster, and hopefully she's probably gonna dethrone Becky. But that is going to be the end of part 1 of this Raw recap and review. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can see part 2. How else are you going to know how Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu contract signing happened if you don't see part 2, man? So just do the real simple thing and just watch part 2.